If someone was to tell you that by the year 2040 the Arctic ice region is expected to have no ice at all, would you believe them? Would you even be a little skeptical about it? Studies show that 1 in 5 Americans don't believe in global warming, and only 11% of Americans are very worried about it. That right there is a huge problem. If we only have 11% of Americans to notice global warming is a problem, then that is a problem inside of a problem. This then leads us to ask, what is global warming and what are the causes and the solutions to it? The causes of global warming is people. We send off dangerous gases and they stay in our atmosphere, making up the greenhouse effect. The simple solution to this problem is by simply reducing the amount of harmful gases that we send up. With all that being said, we all need to acknowledge that global warming is real and that it will affect our future generations unless we put a stop to it. Global warming is something that we cannot just let happen. If we do, we jeopardize our future generations to come. They will be forced to live in a very unsafe environment due to our ignorance. For those who don't believe global warming is real, listen to this. Glaciers have shrunk. Ice on rivers and lakes is being broken up earlier. Plants and animal ranges have shifted and trees are flowering sooner. That statement is from climate.nasa.gov/effects. How can you not believe them? They've sent people to space, for crying out loud. Not only do people deny the mere existence of global warming, but they also deny that we are the cause of it. There are 5 gases that make up the greenhouse effect: water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons. Humans do not send water vapor into the atmosphere. It is the only one where we have no direct effect. On the other hand, we have carbon dioxide. We send this gas into our atmosphere by cutting down an abundance of trees, changing the use of land, and the burning of fossil fuels. Methane is released when landfills start to decompose along with the cultivation of rice. Nitrous oxide is the other greenhouse gas that is set off into the atmosphere when we use fertilizers, soil cultivation, and the burning of farmland. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have chlorofluorocarbons. This is a synthetic compound that is released from appliances like refrigerators, air conditioners, and other objects like aerosol cans. According to climate.nasa.gov/causes, in its force assessment in the report, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, a group of 1,300 independent scientific experts from countries all over the world under the auspices of the United Nations concluded there's more than 90% of probability that human activities over the past 50 years have warmed our planet. That is 90% of scientists from all over the world who believe that we are the cause. And yet so many people are either in denial about global warming or think that it is something that we should not be worried about right now. How do we as humans go about on resolving the issue of global warming? First, it is important that everyone knows that we cannot solve this in one day, 1 week, or even in 1 year. It will take time to significantly reduce the amount of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. In order to do this, we need more than just 11% of Americans to realize that global warming is a serious problem. What can we do to stop global warming? Most people are expecting a long and complicated answer to that question, but in all honesty, it is not that hard. All we need to do is to lessen the amount of fossil fuels that we use instead of using those harmful fossil fuels. We can use solar and wind power, which does not harm our atmosphere. Next, we need to plant trees. Yes, that's right, plant trees. Trees are like sponges, except instead of soaking up water, they soak up carbon dioxide. Now, everyone has heard of this method: reduce, reuse, and recycle. By employing this method, we are reducing our waste output, which then means less waste in landfills to be decomposed. With all that being said, it is important to know that we are the cause of global warming and we are responsible for what we send up into our atmosphere. It is our responsibility to clean up our planet for future generations. We need to bring that 11% of people who think global warming is a serious issue to 100%. Everyone needs to be educated on what causes the greenhouse effect and who sends those gases up, whether it's intentional or not. Lastly, cleaning up our atmosphere will take time. Don't expect results by tomorrow, but expect the world coming together to use less fossil fuels, to reduce, reuse, and recycle, and to plant trees.